Hey y'all, welcome back to Backwoods Spirits. I'm April. Um, this week's agenda was kind of caught me off guard a little bit. In the sense that, I've been dealing with the stomach issues. The medicine's actually helping, and I'm feeling better. So still not diagnosed with an ulcer, but I believe that's what it is. And so it's starting to feel better. I'm feeling better. And it's funny, you never know how sick you are until you start feeling better. And I was pretty sick. I was very irritable, very tired. Um, I had no energy. And I didn't realize that a stomach ulcer could do that. So, in the process of all of this, one of the things that I've been dealing with this week is addictions. And I can only speak for myself because I find that if we don't deal with our bullshit and we have addictions, we usually trade one addiction for another. Now, see, all my life, I have battled food. I've been addicted to it. As a kid, I would hide it and eat it later. I would take my allowance and go to the store and buy crap food, and eat it in secret. And then 16, I started smoking, so the addiction to the food kind of died down. And 2008, I quit smoking, and boom, I gained 60 pounds from eating. And I've been battling it again since then, until all this started with the ulcer. So, like I say, I can only speak for myself. So it's like you trade one addiction for another. If you don't deal with your bullshit, you're just going to keep taking on one addiction for another. One's going to keep replacing it. At least that's been my experience. Okay. So I started back to meditating because I find it really, really helps. And so I found on this platform, I found the Gateway Experience on Eternal Wisdom. Go check out Eternal Wisdom and look at the Gateway Experience meditations. And I'm telling you, this at least for me, it was very cathartic. It brought up shit I didn't know was still in there. A lot of rage came out, a lot of crying, a lot of anger at some people, but mainly at myself, because I did shit that I just wasn't in the right place back then. And so when I came out of that meditation, I felt better. And so this is difficult for me. Dealing with my food addiction all my life has been my biggest enemy. I have been my biggest enemy. Here I am at 57. I'm overweight. I'm sick, albeit getting better, albeit losing weight. Trying to fix shit in my life that, and it's so embedded and so ingrained that sometimes it's hard to find the words for. So I guess my point is that if you're dealing with addictions, now granted, mine's just food and it was smoking, and it took a lot of years to get over the smoking. I finally don't have a desire for it. I mean, years, like 10 years before I was able to not have the desire anymore for a cigarette. But food, you need food to live. Okay, and so Where do you find the happy medium? I always used to be jealous of the people who were thin and could eat and eat and eat and eat and never gain a pound. And I look at food and I gain 5 pounds, you know. So this has just been a crazy ride, albeit I'm grateful for it. It has been a very healing journey for me. I have discovered things about myself that are fabulous. Things I've let go, things that just aren't so important anymore. Maybe it comes with age, maybe it comes with letting the shit go, whatever the case may be. But here we are. Here I am. You know, and maybe me speaking on this will resonate with somebody else, you know, that they're not alone, that they're not, you know. I know that each addiction, some are harder than others to quit, heroin, alcoholism, but you know, they all cover the same things. We just don't want to deal with our shit. We don't want to deal with our feelings. We don't want to deal with the pain. And when you take the addictions away, boom, there you are. You're faced with it. So it's like, how important is it for you to heal from this? Because I'm telling you, there is joy on the other side. It's a painful journey, but there is joy and happiness on the other side. And so dealing with my addiction and trying to find what's normal. It's taken me 57 years to learn what's normal. And now that I'm learning it, it's a hard process. It's just like it was when I quit smoking. Okay, what do you do? What do you do with yourself? Okay, I've had this addiction for so long. Now you're having to relive. You're having to deal with the things that come up. The pain, the anger, the memories, okay? And so you stuff them all down inside of you with sex or food or smoking or drugs or alcohol, shopping, whatever it is, we stuff it down in us. And you know what? I'm sick and tired. And I've been sick and tired of feeling like a piece of shit, that I'm less than, that I'm not good enough. And so I'm getting to the point now where all that bullshit doesn't matter anymore. Okay? It just doesn't fucking matter anymore. So know that it's a healing process, and this is where I'm at now. I'm learning how to relive my life. I'm very uncomfortable. Okay? I'm not finding my place in the world, so to speak. I'm not fitting in. I'm not comfortable. I'm not comfortable in my skin. And this is how I felt when I quit smoking in 2008, because smoking had been such a part of my life. And now here I am having to relearn how to live. Okay, and it's the same with the food. Food has been life. And here I am having to relearn how to live a different life. And there are days it's difficult. There are days it's very difficult. So I work through the feelings. I do a lot of meditating. I take a soak in a hot tub. Go for a walk. I love gardening, so I can get out in the garden. I love plants, so I get out and deal with the plants. And the plants are very healing for me. They're just very healing. And all I can say is find what works for you. If you're on this journey too, find what works for you and just do it one day at a time, because you know, you try to look long term, you may lose sight of where you're going. You know, I journal, so I write down my thoughts, my feelings on shit. And don't get me wrong, there are days it's difficult. There's days it's hard. And there's also days that I feel so good that I'm doing this, because I'm clear-headed now. I'm focused. I'm finding my way. And that these new habits I'm picking up will soon become ingrained in me. Just like the smoking and the eating is or was. So just know that you're not alone, okay? If there's, if you've got questions, by all means, you can leave a comment. Like the page, like the channel, and I'll be back next week. Y'all have a good week.